Oh, so now we see why Monique was off the chain with the Hoolie. So now it's coming down to it. They done finally settled this motherfucking lawsuit, and it seems like she might get a nice piece of money. I don't know if anybody's figured it out. I watched a piece of somebody's blog, or, I read it, and where they were talking about the settlement, but I don't think I seen any numbers. But this is why this bitch is kind of like, ooh, I'm back. The bitches are forewarning her, bitch. Don't get blacklisted again. And like the first one, I feel like you made it out of it because in the end, people were exposed for like kind of doing you dirty. But since you were able to expose those people and they were higher ups like Tyler Perry and Oprah, they still don't. They're not going to ever really fully like you. And even if they do, they still follow the rules of Hollywood and their rituals. So they're never going to fuck with you fully, which means you can always be canceled very fastly. At least in this moment, you're gonna have to give it like at least another half a decade to another decade before like you're back in that place where you're kind of untouchable, because you probably thought you were untouchable now, Monique. But this is why this bitch is tripping. So this bitch is about to get this money. She feels like, I guess she probably feels like she won. And then she's got daddy. Isn't that what she calls him, the husband, daddy, in her fucking ear? Did Monique ever sit back and think, especially because she's no, I always think she's a Scorpio. She's a Sag. Okay, so that takes a little bit of the intuition I was going to give her. Hold on, let me reroute that. Okay, anywho, does has Monique ever sat and thought that maybe her husband is trying to sabotage her, and because it seems like he wants to be in the business, maybe behind the scenes. It doesn't seem like he wants to be an actor or a comedian, not to not know it, but it seems like he wants to like do stuff behind the scenes. He seems like kind of like somebody like me. Is he an Aries? Because we can be know-it-alls. I'm keep it real. We can be know-it-alls, but a lot of times we do be knowing shit. We're very intelligent. But he gives me like the type of person who like could have been like locked up and like seen a lot of shit in life and experienced a lot of different shit in life and learned a lot of stuff. So then he gets with a certain person who's like in a certain business who might need certain advice, and he's like, oh, I know this, I know that. And because he conveys it a certain way, she's like, oh yeah, it's got to be right. Okay, daddy. And not only that, they're intimate, so of course you're gonna believe your husband or want to stand by your husband. And then I feel like Monique is getting lost in the sauce because I believe, was she married twice or one time? Because I know she did a stand-up show about one of the guys she was married to, and how he did her dirty and I think took her money. Like, is she scared like to go against him because she doesn't want to have a failed marriage? Like, what is it? Because it's very clear to her husband is sabotaging her career and he doesn't mean her well. And not only that, he's trying to mount like this old Cicely Tyson, just go down the line of our ancestors who are prominent in history, the ones they taught us, because we know we have at least a million more than that. But let's like a Rosa Parks, and none of these direct energies might match up. But I'm just saying, like, people we know, who have like that old school, like, don't fuck with me, you respect me because I stand for something. Like, it's like they're trying to put that energy on Monique. But I think I did a video back on my other page where I said like it's not her time yet. Like, she's trying to mount the energy. It's almost like she did the spell work, but it's not finished. And like in this spell, it said, okay, mix up the herbs, get the candle, light it up, do all that. Now put them herbs, or pour that potion in a jar, and I sit it. But sit it back there in the dark for like 10 years and then come back, drink the potion, and then you'll be able to step into this energy. But it's got to develop. Because you know how she comes in and she's like, love, I told you I don't want to have a problem. But then when you start, lying on me, that's when I had to come out and say no and make a thing a thing. And my daddy told me, now just hear me out, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. I'll be like, what? Like, who? For her to want to be on that level, like I said, of like this Rosa Parks, Cicely Tyson, Dorothy Dandridge, whatever she wants to call herself, old school, the grandma, old school black auntie energy, who's a revolutionist. And first of all, none of them bitches would have been calling their husband daddy. Maybe in their time, but if they were able to be free like we are, they would not be calling them daddy. I can't say in back in the day they wouldn't, because men ruled women back then. But if they were alive now, no. Not my grandma. Not Rosa. Not Winnie Mandela. Not Harriet. Damn sure not Harriet. I don't even think Harriet had anybody. Harriet looked crazy anyway, but I love Harriet. But yeah, it seems like a energy that was mounted. Like Monique went through initiation, but it didn't take right, or it's not there yet. And she's, or almost like she went and got like a really good psychic reading, and they told her your destiny is going to be this, and she's stepping in it too quick, or like the psychic was off like a couple of years. Cause she can stand in that energy eventually. But it ain't time. And she needs to get rid of that nigga. Like, I'm going to bet you 50 cents, because that's all I got. I'm broke. That this nigga is trying to sabotage her career. Now, I don't know if you love her or not, but something funny going on. Period, boo boo. But yeah, once I saw this little this write up about her getting the settlement, I said, oh, Monique is feeling herself. And now the lead Daniel say he's going to put you in the movie after 13 years. And look at that number 13. You could look at it as 4, or you could look at it as 3 times 1. The numbers are funny. Ritual. It was ritual all around. The shit with Tyler Perry was ritual. The shit with Oprah was ritual. And I won't be shocked if Monique had to go and apologize to Oprah, just like Iyanla did. Y'all remember that when Iyanla was first offered the show, and then she had everything taken from her and the husband, and she went broke, and then she had to came back and said, Oprah, I'm sorry. And Oprah said, you didn't have to say that. Yes, she did, because the higher up said either you go out here and say sorry to Oprah, the high priest witch, or you're in and out. But where Oprah fucked up, and see, I done went left. Where Oprah fucked up is that Iyanla is a way more powerful witch than Oprah. And Iyanla walks with an anointing. See, it's different. Like when I met my Tata, and one of the first things I said to him is, do I need to be in Palo, or can I just buy and be in there because I've got this reading? Was I called is what I asked. I mean, like, is this a life purpose? Because anybody can buy any title. Any of y'all can come and be in these religions, just about. I said, do I need to? Is this my path? Do I need to, I think that's what they call it, confirming. Do I need to confirm this in this lifetime to elevate? He said, yes. You don't just need, it's not something where you can just buy it. He said, no, it's not just something where I'm just trying to sell it. So he said, you were chosen for this religion. They called you. Because not anybody can just be in Palo. Y'all can be in like the Santeria, which some people call that like the lighter part of like, they call like Palo the darker part of like Santeria, and like Santeria is the light, which it's really not, but it is, but it isn't. So, I had to be called and chosen for this. Not saying I'm better than anybody. It doesn't make you better or more powerful. It's just, I guess I'm more darker than people, because Palo can be dark because it deals with a lot of necromancy. And you might say, well, the cursed prophet, the other religions deal with necromancy and the dead, but not like Palo. There are religions specifically that like surround around us to really get into the ancestors and them spirits and really pulling them and like sending them out and doing shit. But yeah, getting back to Iyanla Vanzant and the Oprah thing, because it's kind of mirroring a little bit of what happened to Monique. But like I said, Iyanla's the more powerful witch. Iyanla has an anointing. Like I said, Oprah can buy whatever Iyanla was initiated into, because Iyanla, I believe, is an Ifa, but she don't have the anointing and the gift. It's kind of like how they can put like auto-tune on the song. It's like throwing Selena Gomez in the studio and then putting her by Whitney Houston and saying the records did the same in sales. Like, okay, that's cool and all. Like, you can make her sing and you can buy her a career, but Whitney had the anointing. That's the difference. That's the difference. Anybody can fucking sing and ooh and ah, even the worst of them. Ooh, I got really excited when I started talking about Iyanla Vanzant, because that lady, you know how people talk about Beyoncé, especially like a spiritualist, and when they look at her birth chart, one of the guys was saying like, oh my God, when he looked at her birth chart, he was like, the witchcraft that went into creating her. And I guess what I got from that is that it looks like Tina and Matthew planned her, and it was some roots and shit that went into creating Beyonce. It's got to be. Just look at the shit she does. She's definitely very superhuman, supernatural. I don't care. I think even if she wasn't fucking with the rituals in Hollywood, she would be. Like, it's something kind of funny about Beyonce. She's kind of scary. Damn, I done lost my point. Anywho. But if they were going to make Monique apologize, she probably wouldn't have did it. She's being too stubborn. Sometimes you just have to take the high road. I get what she was standing for. Like I said, it was not the time. Because if it had been the time, it would have aligned. And Tyler Perry and them, they wouldn't have fell off completely, because they're just too rich right now and the industry still needs to use them. But they would have fell, and it would have felt different to us. When it's right, it feels a certain way. Because she's saying now with E.L. Hooley, like, I'll be the one that everybody laughs at. But like in the end, years from now, they'll say, you know what, Monique? You shouldn't have did it at that time, or it was wrong, or it seemed wrong, but you actually were right. No, it wasn't. They're not going to say that to you, Monique. You know why? Because it's not right. It's not divine. You're not walking with spirit. You were at one time in your career. You're not walking with spirit. And I believe it's that husband. You're not walking with your anointing anymore, mama. It's not there. Because everything you keep doing, you just keep, it's like you get there and you keep taking the wrong turns. It's like you get inside the mansion, they say pick door number 1 or door number 2, and you pick door number 2, and it was door number 1 every time. It's like the price is right. It's like Jeopardy, bitch. It's like call a friend and you always call the wrong friend. Like, she just never does it right. But Monique, yeah, I see what's going on. Like I said, I see the rituals and the magic that she's trying to conjure up, and it's not working for her right now because it's either an age thing and a lack of maturity and a lack of knowledge, or either they thought they were going to be able to mount that spirit on her and it didn't work. So find something else. You can still be a revolutionist. You just won't be like the bitches that you want to be like. You know? Because like I said, as many of the black women they did wrong in Hollywood, and a lot of the names that she calls up, a lot of the ancestors she calls up and tries to conjure up, because she be throwing spell work out there all the time, they would have came back to her up eventually. And like I said, Tyler Perry and them would have failed. Something would have happened. Something more would have been exposed. The money wouldn't have been able to buy or cover up. So that's my outlook on Monique. I did go into Iyanla Vanzant and a little bit of Beyoncé. I hope you guys, I always ask you guys, did you understand what I was saying or trying to convey? I hope that you did. Because ain't shit been going on after we got out, now that we've come out of some of these shootings, there's still a couple more going on, but they're not broadcasting them as much as they were like a week or two ago. Ain't shit going on really that's been interesting me with the celebrities. Like, I saw Beyonce drop something, and I looked at the numbers. So the numbers look funny for Beyonce's album dropping 7/29. So that comes out to 9, which in the end comes out to 6. So in a sense, we have like 6-9, the number 6-9, like Tekashi 6-9. We have like 6-9, and then you have like 9, or you have 6. You can pick one. But what's the vibration with that, and what's really going on, and why was it called Renaissance? Or why is it being called Renaissance? Or part of it's being called Renaissance? Or I don't fucking know, because I don't follow her like that anymore. I used to be really into Beyonce, but after I found out that Beyonce really just be pulling like a lot of African energy, but don't have mad respect for it, because if she did, a lot of us wouldn't be where we are. Because the power that she has and the power that's been placed inside of her, because she is a grand witch, whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys understand, a high priest. But she's like the high priest of all high priests. She's like on the Madonna level. Bitch is bad. Yeah, but if Beyonce was doing what she's supposed to do, we'd be in a different place. But I guess she must be doing something right, because the ancestors still back her, I guess. If it's not the ancestors, then it's the demons that the industry can conjure that for her and brought her. Sasha and them bitches. With Sasha is probably no more than probably just Oya or Oshun. But, yeah. And then, before I go, why was y'all bitches tripping off that picture with Blue Ivy? Like, my brother came in here and he was like, you see the picture with Blue Ivy and everybody was tripping? I was like, yeah, like, what did y'all expect the little girl to look like? She either gonna look like her mommy or daddy. Oh my gosh, she looks just like Beyonce inside her earrings. Like, bitch, when I cut my hair off and throw a little eyeshadow on, I look just like my mom. Last cookout we had on, we did a, 70, I think it was 70s, with the afros and the dashikis, and I went in and I did a little bit of makeup, and they was like, hey, they call mom's name, and I was like, no, it's me. Like, yeah, you like your parents. The fuck, what does she supposed to look like? Somebody else's parents? The surrogate? Oh, did I say that? The surrogate? We gonna leave that in the corner, the surrogate, because we all remember when the belly flopped. But, I ain't saying shit about the Beehive, because I heard she killed people's cats and shit, and I love my cat. Please don't kill my cat. Well, my mom probably wouldn't mind if you killed the one that I brought back to her house. But in my house, my cats are in my house. Please don't kill them. But then again, I'm not one of the bitches who... I'm not going to say I'm not scared of Beyonce, but like, girl, bye. Like, I wish I was famous and the Beehive would come for me. I would be the one star they would just kick straight out of Hollywood, because I would read that bitch like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck out my face on this bullshit with your fucking Beehive. And I would cuss all the motherfucking Beehives out. And what is it, the barbs? I would cuss the motherfucking barbs out too. Beyonce wouldn't shit in her thong and throw it at you. Let alone let you breathe her air. The most you're going to get is in concert. So this was the Cursed Prophet, the ghetto Appalachian Prophet. And loves, have a good day in my Monique voice.